So, welcome everybody to Archway of Hope's Life After Loss. We have a special guest today, Bobby Roberts, and we did a documentary back in 2023 featuring him and his family, and it was about his brother Jackson Roberts. Back in 2014, Jackson was killed in a gun-related accident in which his brother Bobby was involved, which was a traumatic thing for the entire family, especially a traumatic thing for Bobby. Totally an accident. They were younger boys, and but also this created a very difficult journey for their family. And we had the opportunity to do this documentary, and I got the opportunity personally to see Bobby kind of change before my eyes, being able to tell his story to the world and in a way that he hadn't done before. So, Bobby, thanks for joining us. I know that you've continued to move forward in life, and so we want to hear about some of those things. So, thanks for being here today.
Yes, thanks for having me. Thanks. It's a pleasure to talk to you again.
Yeah. Yeah, I've kept in touch with your mom, who's an amazing woman, and I remember coming out to Lubbock to do the story about your family, and y'all are the most amazing family, amazing people, and such a faithful family. And but I do remember when we did the documentary, I remember a heaviness to you that um, doesn't seem to be there now, doesn't seem to be as quite as heavy, and I know that you were, um, wondering if you were gonna be able to be interviewed for the documentary because it's such a painful thing that you carried, um, but from my end and from I think many people's perspective, after you did those interviews, it seemed like maybe a weight had come off your shoulder to a certain degree. Can you speak on that just a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. So before the interview, like I really never talked about it or told my story or anything. And this documentary was the first time I actually talked about it and went into details about it. And it was really stressful before I did the heavy segment of that documentary. But after it, I felt like there was a whole weight just lifted off my shoulders, and then since then, I've been able to open up to a lot of people about it and talk about it, no problem. Just
Yeah,
got a lot of friends that I'll just meet somebody and I'll start talking about Jackson and the
yeah,
situation, no problem.
yeah, and I think one of the cool things about doing these stories is that we do them so that other people who have suffered a tragic loss can look and listen to these stories and think, "Okay, well, if they survived it, maybe I can survive it too." But what we've found is, when we work with people, telling these stories, we see that there is healing in people being able to tell their story. I mean, you had some healing right before our eyes on being vulnerable and opening up to the world and saying, "Okay, this is what happened. I was involved. This is the story, and it is what it is." And so we found great value for the people actually telling the story. There's more healing there than we thought there would be. And so um
Yes,
we're really
definitely.
yeah. Yeah, we're and it was so cool when we showed this film at your church there in Lubbock, afterwards all your friends got around you and just surrounded you, and they were just loving on you and hugging you, and you just seemed to be, uh, full of joy or just something was different about you.
Yeah, and I've been blessed with just amazing friends and family, and all those friends that were at that documentary are still my best friends today. And I lean on them for everything, and they lean on me for a lot of stuff. And I feel like after that, when we showed that documentary at my church, like our friendship just got better.
Yeah. yeah. Did you, were there times in your life after the accident that you just felt like you were just never gonna really be right again and life was just gonna be a constant struggle or anything like that?
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. There are times where life is a lot harder and thinking about Jackson a lot. Like, last time I was in Lubbock, I saw one of his best friends at, at a bar we were at, and I just talked to him for like 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes, and, that was hard after that because sometimes I think like, what would Jackson look like? Because I didn't even recognize this kid when I first saw him, and he's like, "Do you remember me? I was one of Jackson's friends." And I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, yeah, I do." But we just talked about family, talked about Jackson, shared some good stories, and, yeah, just situations like that sometimes will kinda trigger that thing in me where I start to think of like, "Oh, what would he sound like?" Or, "What would
yeah,
he look like today?" You know, "What would he
yeah,
be doing? Would he be
yeah.
in college? Would he be in a rock band? Would he be driving monster trucks or in the WWE?" I don't know.
Probably no, from what I've heard about him, probably all of the above.
Yeah, probably.
So,
And yeah, I see a
um,
lot of his friends they're in bands and stuff.
yeah,
They're doing music. I'm like, I can see him picking up the guitar and joining a band and doing that stuff. So
yeah, yeah. Well, you graduated, Monterey High School in, what, 2019, is that right?
yes, sir.
And then you became a Texas Tech Red Raider.
Yes, sir. Stayed in
Did you
Lubbock.
enjoy you enjoy your college years?
Yeah, they were really fun. They were some of the best years of my life. And my roommates the whole time were my best friends from high school and even before high school. So we got to go through that together. I consider them like my brothers now. So it was nice having them there with me. Whatever problems we had, we'd sit down, talk to each other. It was just a
Yeah.
great time.
We all had a good football team this year for sure.
But yeah, that last season or that last game was a little disappointing, but at
Oh,
least we won the Big 12.
that was tough. Yeah. Yep.
And
I've
it
got
seems like we're recruiting pretty good right now. So we'll see if we can go
yeah,
a
I
little
think
farther next year.
the future's bright, and you'll be moving. The news that your mother gave me, and you can confirm this, is that you're going to be moving back home from Houston in a couple of weeks.
Yes, yeah, I got a job with a company in Houston that really good Christian company, aligns more with my values and goals, and, I'll be moving back and starting with them in, like 2 weeks is my first start date, but I'll probably move back next weekend.
Okay, and this is this company that you'll be living in Lubbock, working in Lubbock.
Yes, sir, yes, I'll be back home, back close to my family, which has been my goal for a while. I've been in Houston for about 2 years now, working
Yeah,
for an oil and gas company, and I've been kinda looking around, trying to find jobs in Lubbock and wanna move back home,
yeah.
so,
Well, that'll be fun. You're going to be around a lot of good people. Probably get some good home cooked meals here and there, huh?
yeah. My stepdad always jokes, and whenever I'm supposed to come back home for a holiday or something, he's like, "What day you gonna be back?" I'm hungry because that's like the only time my mom will cook.
Well, what since you graduated tech, are there any highlights or any exciting things that you got to do or just were you just a working guy?
I was mostly working, but I definitely accomplished some good things. Like with work, I had this project I was working on that we actually have a patent pending on right now, which is a pretty cool career goal. I got into like biking and running. I've ran a whole marathon. I've
Wow, that's
biked in
great.
the MS 150 here in Houston, which is like a 150-mile bike ride from Houston to College Station over 2 days. I've done that twice already. That's really cool. And yeah, just a bunch of physical activities.
Well, that's cool. That's good for the body and good for the
Yeah.
mind too, isn't it?
Yes, yes, definitely. And I do want to continue that when I move back to Lubbock, but I might have to convince some of my friends to buy a bike.
Yeah, you could be the ringleader of that whole deal.
Oh yeah, I will.
So moving back, it sounds like you've been on a great path, moving back home, and what are your hopes and dreams for the future? Are there anything you can talk about that you're hopeful for?
Yeah, so, one of my cousins had a kid a couple years ago, and I wanna be more involved in his life. Uh, I lost my grandpa about a little over a year ago, and, my grandma's had some health scares recently, so I'd like to, spend more time with her and the rest of my family, and, yeah, just build my friendships and relationships I have that I feel like have kinda slipped a bit since I've moved away.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it certainly sounds like that you have moved forward with a meaningful and purposeful life, even though that you had a tragedy and that you haven't allowed that tragedy to define the rest of your life. Um, and so that's admirable. And there's a lot of people that struggle in those areas, obviously, and I know you struggled there too. But but what a great example you are to others that life really is possible after a tragic loss and the kind of accident that you were involved in, what you've had to deal with, but that life can still be good. Would you agree with that thought?
Yes, I do, and, what you said about, like, you're not defined by your past decisions, like, I struggled with that for a while because, I was directly involved in this accident, and I would just blame it on myself constantly and, just not talking to anyone, but over time, I started to realize that, it wasn't my fault, it was an accident, and, I can move forward from that and
Yeah.
learn from those mistakes and hopefully help somebody else in need that could be in the similar situation.
Well, I think what you and your family have done in working on the documentary with Archway has definitely been an inspiration and a help to probably so many people. And we'll never hear from most of these people. There's comments um, on the YouTube channel and things like that about the documentaries, but most of the people that are inspired, we'll never hear from them. But that's why we want to keep doing these things. And um, well, like I said, we're really proud of you. We would like to touch base with you from time to time to see how things are going, and we think about you a lot. And I I keep in touch with your mom through texting, and she seems to be doing really well too. So, anything else you'd like to add, or anything that I haven't asked that you want to cover?
Something that just happened actually yesterday. We had a intern this last summer, and he was actually from Texas Tech, but he's originally from like Afghanistan,
Okay.
and came over to the United States after that big pullout deal a couple of years ago, and, recently I just found out or yesterday I just found out from a colleague that, his sister was killed in Afghanistan by a gun, so I reached out today, texted him, told him that I know the situation you're in. I lost my brother in 2014 to a gun accident, and, if you need anything, I'm here for you, just reach out, call me, text me, whatever, and, yeah, so that was, like, kinda the first situation I've been in where I can actually maybe help this guy out that's
Uh,
in a similar situation.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Your mom did that for Lorna Herring, who
Mhm.
Lorna and Jimmy are great friends, and kind of the reason we started Archway. And your mom reaching out to Lorna was such a big deal for her. Sounds like you're just carrying on that work, and that's
Mhm.
amazing. Um, and you're
Yeah,
kind
my
of
mom's just
and
incredible. She's my
she
rock,
is.
so
She is. And now that you've done that once to try to help out one person, I would imagine you're gonna probably be doing that a lot more than you think.
Mhm, I hope so. I hope that more people come out and I can help them, reach out to them, and help them through this situation because I know how hard it is.
Yeah. Well, as you know, Archway tells stories, and you've got quite a story to tell, and you've done a great job telling it with us. So, um, man, we wish you the best of luck, and we know that you're going to be successful in whatever you do. And so we'll be thinking about you, praying for you, and then we'll catch up with you down the road.
Yes, thank you for having me on. I know I haven't been to y'all's Dallas Retro in a while, but please keep sending me those invites because I
Yeah,
would like to come back. But it's good seeing y'all, good
absolutely.
talking to you.
And for anybody that's happens to be watching this, if you want to see the full Jackson Roberts documentary, you go to archwayofhope.org and click on stories and then documentaries, and you'll be able to find it. It's very inspirational. It's worth watching. It is worth your time. All right, Bobby. Well, thanks for being on. We'll talk soon.
Yes, thank you for having me.